Alright, here we go. This is a custom 2v2 on Twin Peaks between the blue players on the left side, Skyguard777 in the Steampunk Osprey, and airmechanik in the, oh, that's airmechanik player 1, in the classic bomber, excuse me, and their red team on the right side, Jishnua511 in the classic Osprey, and Shismill102 in the pirate Warthog. Does look like red team is going for bottom, and blue team is going for bottom as well, so we do have a bomber Osprey versus a hog Osprey, which is going to be a little interesting. Hog Osprey is a pretty common combination. Oh, red team also working on the top unit, so I don't know if they're going to decide to go split or if they're actually just trying to soften up units on both sides. Obviously, airmechanik as a bomber can't really do anything at the start, you know, trying to soften up the neutrals, but Jishnua does intercept him, trying to go for a cheese here at the center close. I'm pretty much assuming that this is not for actual cheese purposes, but to delay the red team. And will they be able to finish off airmechanik all the way back? No, that Osprey with that really, really low air attack does not finish off airmechanik on the way back to a center close outpost, and airmechanik does survive that, but it does look like Shismill has been able to kill everything but the Longhorn at the top, and airmechanik again going with the flamer drop here at the center close will force Jishnua and apparently Shismill as well to stay here in the area and not go with that fight, but getting focused down there by the red team. Airmechanik this time does go down. Skyguard now coming with some creeps, just pretty much trying to cause trouble for that red team. It's very, oh, they actually grab the outpost under his control, and he is able to bring a Gemini out of his build queue. It's probably kind of a waste, though, because that Gemini will die pretty quickly. Oh, and Shismill trying to catch Skyguard on the way out there. That spin up such a hard thing to time, but he has a lot of money into upgrades right now. So that Warthog not getting that many units out on the field, but the blue team with more flamers here has been able to neutralize it one more time, but Skyguard really low on health. Oh, but he will be able to survive that. Oh no, Shismill swooping in and able to kill Skyguard on the way back, but blue team has been able to take the center close outpost away from the red team. And with flamers there, no counter flamers or light units, it will be, oh, and more flamers get dropped by airmechanik, but will airmechanik be able to survive this? Yes, he is. And now Skyguard coming with even more creeps, so the blue team's really causing a lot of trouble for this red team. The red team has not been able to move out from this middle area. Airmechanik, oh, really low on health, does get finished off in the air by Shismill. And Shismill trying to neutralize this middle outpost. That's really what you need to support or prioritize on. And it does look like Skyguard has given up on that center close attack at this point, or at least should if he's going to keep going. I don't think that's a good idea, but will start the leapfrog toward this bottom right outpost where the red team is dramatically behind, in large part due to all the attack that the blue team has was able to put down on that center close outpost right at the beginning of the game. Or I mean, even for it pretty much lasted a minute and a half, which is a pretty long time. The red team now starting to move units down to this bottom, but it does look like the blue team, especially with that big unit cluster, is oh man, they're really close to this bottom right outpost, and I guess that they're kind of closer in terms of the post-to-post fight too, because you know, the distance from here to here is pretty much the same as from here to here, and the blue team now has a great surround on this bottom outpost. Skyguard does get killed by a Hunter Seeker, but it does not change the fact that the blue team has control of this bottom outpost, or at least control of the area. Now it does go up into their control, and Shismill trying to focus down. Airmechanik does. It's really a powerful thing, especially when an outpost is newly claimed by an opponent team, and airmechanik not getting finished off by Shismill in the air. Wow, that dogfighting Warthog is pretty crazy. And now the blue team is way ahead, 40-25, 2 outposts on the bottom versus no outposts on the bottom. So there are 2 outposts ahead, and they are pushing this large unit cluster very well, dropping a Longhorn. But Shismill is here to support his units, and let's see, level 2 guns and level 1 piercing weapon value upgrade. And, well, he is softening up this push, but there are quite a lot of tanks here, and a Seeker does finish off Shismill on the ground, and blue team's going to be able to get a pretty good surround on this center close. It does look like the blue team will be able to get this this center close outpost under their control and pretty much finished off. And not finished off, but, you know, taken, and it does look like they're way ahead. They just don't have that top outpost under their control, and, I mean, that's the only thing that's keeping them from domination. And Skyguard not going to be finished off by Shismill in the air. Man, that really powerful Warthog level, man, a lot of money into those upgrades. And now the blue team has been able to take control of this center close outpost. It's just a small amount of time before the blue team is able to overwhelm the forces here at the red team side, because the blue team has much more income than the red team. The red team only has those money makers and the fort income as well. So Skyguard and airmechanik does look like they are just starting to mass up a lot of units, so they can move out eventually. And airmechanik gonna be bombing down, especially with his bomber as well. So gonna be able to soften up. A lot of those brutes are dying, but Jishnua keeping everything alive with his Osprey. And Shismill pretty good with the air to ground, but those flamers have such high health that it's very unlikely he'll be able to neutralize his outpost just by himself, or at least it will take him quite a long amount of time for it. He has already, the levels are pretty much equal. It's a little bit interesting to see because the blue team is way ahead and they have 47 to 28. They've pretty much had, the advantage in this game the entire time. And airmechanik, really low on health actually, and it does go down to neutral, but airmechanik was able to heal up completely. What does Skyguard now? Skyguard now pushing with 6 Gemini. I don't know that that's really enough. There are busters over here and Shismill with that really, really strong attack. But now they are moving out from the center close as well. Great timing. Both tank lines have met at roughly the same point. It does look like this will spell the end of the game sometime soon. Not enough really Seekers to kill Shismill that quickly. Sitting in the middle of all the Seekers there, but maybe if you're at this forward area. But it does look like the blue team, if not getting the finish now, they will get the finish sometime soon. It does look like the red team does not really have that much defenses. There's 2 Aegis down, which is a little bit crazy, I guess, to soften up the bombs from airmechanik. But the fact still remains the red team way behind here, 20 to 55. The blue team, well, where are the rest of their units? No, not really. They're all sitting over here. And now the red team has been able to mount pretty good defense. About almost a half of their life has been taken out. So, and the blue team not repositioning to get a better surround and, get more penetration on this red defense. And it does look like Shismill, oh, no, okay, I was about to say he's going to go for that, straight for that neutralization, and a counter push already by the red team, which is a little bit crazy to see. And now Shismill trying to focus, that Warthog's so powerful at draining the outpost energy. airmechanik actually might get finished off here. Oh, yes, does get killed by Shismill in the air one more time. And Shismill as that speed hog in that Lady Gaia pilot with that flight energy efficiency. So really, really great pilot for Warthog, actually. When I played Warthog a lot, I did like either going Raven or Scoutmaster, which is the exact same thing as Lady Gaia and nowadays Natasha, which previously Natasha wasn't. But it does look like the blue team has lost this center close outpost on the red team's side. Shismill able to neutralize it pretty quickly and killing units left and right already at level 8 because, he did have that ultimate ability. Man, it's pretty impressive that the red team have been able to keep up in levels to the blue team. The blue team, yes, making a lot of units and getting a lot of experience in those units, but the red team getting a lot of kills on those units, and Jishnua, I guess, getting a lot of heals on his own units, so able to level up and keep up the levels. Not even keep up, they are out-leveling the blue team as Shismill is already level 8, getting kills left and right. That's a lot of experience as well. And it does look like Shismill trying to just pick up whatever units he can. A Buster getting dropped by Jishnua, and Jishnua able to save it pretty well. And, oh man, blue team almost getting killed in the air one more time by Shismill. But this unit cluster is here and holding the line for the blue team. Doesn't look like the red team is going to be able to push up on it really anytime soon at all. It's still 21 to 49, still a dramatic unit difference for that red team. And the blue team now has a larger unit cluster here at the center close, so it looks like they are going to be able to get it back sometime soon. I don't know exactly when. And Shismill trying to finish off missiles in the air, which is a little funny with that Warthog fire. Not something you see every day for sure. Oh, but trying to get neutralized on this bottom outpost. Will the blue team? No, blue team has not responded to this, so he will be able to get this neutralized pretty soon. And doesn't, okay, yeah, no defensive infantry going down. One creep does go in, but, okay, well, 2 creeps are headed towards that outpost. And it does look like Shismill will be finished off here. And oh, no, finishes off airmechanik on the ground. And the Hunter Seeker getting the finish on Shismill, so no experience for you, blue team. So it does look like Jishnua, the only one here alive. That Warthog, already level 8, will take forever to respawn. And it does now look like the blue team will, I would assume the blue team will start moving up on the center close, get a better surround, get a better defense, at least get a better foothold, put some more flamers in there and bunker some more flamers and maybe start to move their artillery line up a little bit. But, it doesn't seem like they're doing that. They're playing a little bit lazily. Obviously, they are ahead, but you never really can lit up in airmech. Oh, Shismill barely staying alive, flying all around there and, avoiding the missile fire from those Seekers. And it does look like Shismill will be able to neutralize this one more time. If not, if no infantry spam goes down, and yeah, that does happen. Oh, does activate his ultimate ability and uses the cliff to transform up because you don't fall into the into that empty area and die like a striker holding his sword, which is a little hilarious. And able to survive that fight one more time. And Jishnua using his Osprey really well, keeping a lot of units alive. Very, very surprisingly, against all this artillery. I'm a little surprised Oh, there is a jammer down on the field, but there's so many artillery firing every which way at many different units that, I know, and the units are so spread. If you have a jammer, you know, for the most part, you should just clump all your units all up together. I mean, they are more vulnerable to bombs, which is pretty much why people bring bombs and artillery, and Shismill narrowly was escaping death one more time. Oh, Jishnua really low in health. Oh, man, but he is right next to, oh, but I guess Hunter Seeker did kill Shismill there. But the blue team now creating even more solid line. Oh, the red team moving out. I don't know about this. Whoa, but it's mostly artillery and AA, so it does look like the blue team might start to be able to break this. And airmechanik getting finished up in the air, so Shismill might be able to, with the cover of his units. I mean, let's see. Man, level 9 Warthog, all of his abilities are all the way up. Already has level 1 of that ultimate ability, so it's going to be very, very, very survivable. Oh, I'm a little surprised to see that he didn't activate it right there. He did get killed by the Hunter Seeker, but oh, now Jishnua protecting that tech pod. Oh, no, really wants to get the tech pod in the socket. Okay, flying in those figure eights like a normal Osprey does. Very, very good movement there by Jishnua. But they are losing a lot of units in that unit cluster. They have moved up. Oh, man, the tanks moving up. Those are just going to be all killed. Jishnua able to evacuate one, but this last Longhorn will almost definitely die. Yes, it does. Before Jishnua is able to come back and save it, but it does look like the normal fight that we've seen this entire game will commence, or will continue, I guess. Commence means begin, so commence was not the right word, guys. FYI. English grammar. Vocabulary. But it does look like Shismill might be able to actually neutralize this one more time, and it does. I mean, they really need to infantry spam or bunker more flamers. Flamers, obviously, the OP infantry with really, really high health right now, especially for their cost. I mean, obviously not as much as brutes, but significantly cheaper, and do not even require a tech pod. So yes, bunkered flamers with infantry with flamers in those slots are probably the best idea. But the blue team does look like they are now moving up. Oh man, 2 grinders working on a roller, which is a little funny to see. And the roller does get healed up and moved back by Jishnua, but the red team still losing a lot of units left and right. But Shismill still doing a lot of work with his Warthog, with that air to ground, already level 2. Might want to level that up to level 3, as you can't really afford to land with all these Seekers. Need to keep moving and moving and moving. Oh, and finishes off airmechanik one more time, following him back, and does survive that. Man, Shismill narrowly escaping over and over and over. Crazy, crazy stuff. And now a lot of artillery up by Skyguard, but this one jammer doing its job, and one Bertha up for that blue team, or for that red team. So the blue team, oh man, and Shismill landing with that the ultimate ability, gonna be able to kill something. Oh no, Skyguard is there to heal up that that artillery, so that's a completely wasted ultimate ability activation there by Shismill. Not necessarily wasted, but counteracted very, very well by Skyguard. He was able to catch him in time before he finished off that artillery and was able to heal it up before Shismill got that kill. But it does look like the blue team still has a big advantage, 44 to 26 at this point, and the red team moving out once more. Man, I mean, I don't want to call this reckless, but it's just so strange. And they initially set it on Y. Now Jishnua is switching to T, and actually there are no tanks over here in the area for blue team, so these tanks are going to kind of wreck face here for the red team. It does. I mean, I would assume Shismill would start to use them as cover. Oh, but really low on health already. Oh no, that was Jishnua. So they trying to finish off Skyguard in the air and not going to be able to do it. But you know, Shismill doing, I mean, very, very reminiscent of Vistria's played, honestly, because Vistria able to dogfight so well in that in a Warthog. And now we'll try to neutralize this outpost. I thought he was actually going to go with that tank kill, but neutralizing the post would do just as well, because it will force the blue team to go even further back to retrieve some units. And the red team actually, you know, as seen before, that there were no ground units or ground attacking units there. And there's Shismill getting another kill on airmechanik. But yeah, that last push, there were no ground attacking units for that blue team. So, you know, that tank push, even though they were technically outnumbered in terms of number of units, and they were just overwhelmingly more tanks than the blue team had. Oh, the blue team grabbed this top outpost. I never even noticed that. There's way too much action on the map at this point, especially at this center close area. I had no idea that the blue team grabbed that top outpost, but now the red team able to fight their way back to this bottom right outpost. And at this point, Shismill and Jishnua are going to be able to grab this outpost under their control. Will have outpost support finally, and it's actually really, really close in terms of upkeep. And Shismill might be able to neutralize this outpost as well. Yes, he does. And Skyguard not able to keep that outpost under his control or kill Shismill or force him out of the area before he's able to actually do anything. The red team really, really needs to grab this center close under their control. Socket a moneymaker, but it is even now, 40 to 40 in terms of unit upkeep. And now Shismill gonna neutralize this top close outpost, or the top middle outpost as well. Wow, that Warthog's so strong, level 3 in all of its abilities except for the and all of the attack related abilities except for the the ultimate ability, which I guess is technically more of a defensive ability. But the Warthog now able to finish off another tank on the ground and just moving on, killing unit after unit after unit. Top completely ignored by this blue team. Skyguard now coming to try to take it back, but already under red team's control. Will he be able to knock down this back to neutral before Shismill comes back in response to it? Dropping a hat. Wow, really, really crazy. Even more mech killing ability. And airmechanik trying to do what he can, but Shismill with that air to ground, will he be able to kill any of the blue mechs in the area? But just able to focus. Airmechanik gets killed, and Shismill not able to finish off Skyguard. But wow, Jishnua moving into this bottom outpost with rollers and tanks as well. And as an Osprey with no mech support for the opposing team, will very likely be able to hold this outpost, or at least not even hold, be able to take over the outpost. And wow, what a crazy pushback by this red team. The blue team still has that top outpost under their control, but it does not look like they will lose this bottom close outpost anytime, or the center close outpost anytime soon. Shismill again using his Warthog to just massively do a lot of damage to these center, to these outposts and neutralize them, keeping blue, taking blue's control away from the area. Oh, might get focused in the air here, and does get killed in the air. Finally, an air kill by the blue team on Shismill. Oh, and now will start to move back. A counter push here by, or I don't know, a re-push, I guess, by the blue team. But the defensive line of the red team is doing kind of wonders here, even though outnumbered. Yeah, they have been able to kill a good amount of those blue incoming tanks, but now Jishnua and Shismill are coming back to the fight. And what is airmechanik doing? Waiting for creeps. Oh man, I don't know if that's such a good idea, but the red team has been able to pull back their units to use this outpost as cover. And at this point, Shismill, well, okay, yeah, we'll definitely be able to keep that outpost neutral, and just versus a couple tanks, because as you can see, this outpost is preventing these tanks sitting right there from actually attacking where Shismill was standing, which is a little bit crazy to see. And now Shismill, oh my god, able to kill one Longhorn right in the front of that huge Longhorn cluster, which is crazy. Activating his ultimate ability, oh my god, cleaning house here, and able to kill tank after tank after tank. Skyguard does start to heal up that Longhorn that was under attack, but Shismill, smartly shifts his focus to the outpost that was just starting to take, take blue infantry under their control. It does look like airmechanik is trying to cause a little bit of trouble, not able to neutralize this outpost. And let's see, Shismill able to, oh, well, he was able to kill that outpost. And Skyguard now, does get finished off on the ground by, well, Longhorn did get that kill. But Shismill did a lot of damage with his air to ground, and finally cleaning up everything that the blue team has here. Oh no, there are still two Seekers, which will be pretty easy for the red team to handle. They just need to micro a little bit of units around. Those Seekers will die pretty quickly. And now it's a pretty even split map control. Now the red team has the bottom, the blue team has the top, and pretty well surrounded, I might add. Let's see if the red team can actually make progress toward that center close to the blue team. It does look like they have been pushing back very, very well. And Jishnua able to keep, very, very good Osprey play, able to keep a lot of units alive, maintain that line, save a lot of units as well, and Shismill just tearing it up with that Warthog. So powerful, crazy, lots of kills. I mean, a lot of kills. And Skyguard real low on health, and will Shismill, yes, Shismill able to get that kill with the air to ground on Skyguard on the ground once again. Airmechanik now with more flamers. Oh, they have actually been able to neutralize this bottom right outpost, but it doesn't really look like they're going to take too much control of it, and the flamer does get finished off before it actually takes that outpost under their control. And Shismill getting another kill on airmechanik on the way out, and Shismill just wrecking. Oh my god, just killing units left and right. I'm crazy interested to see the score at the end. It's just going to be ridiculous. And Skyguard just getting focused down by that Warthog is crazy. And I mean, once they get to that outpost, it's not salvation, because once they hit the outpost, Shismill can drain that outpost energy really, really quick, just with that really high DPS, really strong Warthog fire. And now airmechanik going with the cheese on the center close one more time, or I guess, I don't know if you can call it one more time, but I guess for one of the first times since that opening game. And airmechanik getting killed in the air by Shismill on the way back. Shismill's so strong with that chase. Crazy, crazy stuff. Tap firing, very, very crazy strong. And Shismill deciding to pull back there. Definitely an Osprey's job to move up the units like that, but now Jishnua dropping some busters. They are going to start work on this top outpost, as it does look like they have that bottom outpost. Wow, look how good that defense is. Pretty much led by a goalie, although the Seeker is taking that fire, but there's not too much worry about that right now. It does look like the blue team has lost this middle outpost. I mean, they have lost control of it. They don't have it under their control anymore. I would assume creeps would be ferried over by that blue team. by somebody, and it does look like Jishnua did a little bit of tank dropping, forcing the blue team out of the area, or at least out of the fight. Oh, and they did push up that big, huge cluster of units they had at that bottom outpost, and Jishnua now ferrying, keeping a lot of units alive. Wow, really, really great play by Jishnua. Really, really great leapfrogging as well, and it does look like Shismill has been able to neutralize that that top outpost, killing a lot of units, man, even with that fall-off, doing quite a lot of damage with that Warthog, and it decides to shift his focus to try to kill Skyguard in the air, and will he be able to do it? Oh my god, almost getting the kill. Oh my god, did get Skyguard in the air one more time. I can't even count. What is that, like 40 times at this point? That's a dramatic exaggeration, yes, but it's a lot. And Shismill, it just, I mean, whenever he sees a unit, he just kills it, because that's how strong this Warthog is. Crazy OP. Really, really makes me want to go play some Warthog. And now Shismill able to, okay, I mean, just going to be able to, okay, no, does get retreated back by airmechanik, but, or by Skyguard, excuse me. But, you know, this top outpost completely unguarded now. I mean, not completely. There are a couple tanks, but easily finished off by this Warthog. Super strong. Does he have... What kind of Guardians does he have? Energy Guardians. Yeah, I would expect that kind of Guardian from pretty much any Warthog player nowadays, because the other two Guardians drain your energy so fast, especially comparatively. Not comparatively, but, you know, in addition to your own Warthog fire, which does drain energy, which I've never really completely agreed on to begin with, but it's a balancing mechanic that pretty much works, I guess. I'd rather see it being balanced through spin up, which is pretty much why you know, why it was added to begin with. Why spin up exists is kind of to make the attack of that Warthog not so crazy powerful. But the red team one outpost away from getting domination, and there we have it. The blue team is going to start being dominated in 30 seconds. Or are they? I could swear that the red team has every outpost, but I'm focusing them right now. And it does look like that the blue team has pretty much given up. But yeah, I mean, the red team has this entire map, and they all just need to push. All they need to do is push right now. Shismill and Jishnua are moving out. It does look like Jishnua is moving in, and the blue team has pretty much given up. Wow, what a crazy comeback. The red team losing this outpost, their center close outpost. They were just sitting here at the fort, and now look at the minimap, completely covered in red. The red team gonna be able to get the finish pretty soon. Shismill firing in, a lot of tanks firing in, Jishnua not even firing in. I guess they're busy chatting with all that ridiculous chat they have been talking about just now. But yes, in a matter of a few seconds, this game will be over. The red team with one of the craziest, most dramatic comebacks I have ever seen. You know, Twin Peaks, once you lose your outposts, your income just goes way down. And Jishnua511 and Shzmil102 taking this custom 2v2 on Twin Peaks over airmechanik and Skyguard777. Once again, crazy, crazy comeback. And Shismill with 32,000. The next person, his teammate, Jishnua, with 25,000. And, yeah, like 150% the score of the players on the blue team. Crazy stuff. So many kills left and right. Shismill going 16-5. Jishnua only dying twice, not getting any kills, obviously, as a good Osprey player knows on a team. Don't necessarily try to go for some kills. And Skyguard getting killed 9 times and 14 times. Airmechanik, a lot of those kills in those 16 kills by Shismill, and really, really crazy not even dogfighting, but, you know, air focusing. You know, focusing those mechs over that outpost. Great, great play by the red team. So, guys, if you have any games, I mean, I don't want to even assume that you might have games like this, but if you do, or if you spectate any, or if you play any great games in general, Pro Derps, 2-Star Mavericks, spectating, whatever, send them in to me. You guys know what to do for sure. I have all that information on that post. Please read that post. If you never set up replays before, set them up. They're great. All right, guys, this is RUI, and that is game. See you next time.